What's up, everybody? Good morning. One last video about our outgoing free agents, and this one's going to go quickly. We're going to go through a few different players here where the decision is pretty dang binary because these guys are restricted or exclusive rights free agents. So here's how it works. Sometimes when you're a free agent, you're not really a free agent because the team that you were playing for previously, the team that you're under contract with previously, has some degree of power to prevent you from leaving if they want to. Guys who are UDFAs will have restricted free agency years. There are going to be guys who missed a year because of injury while they were under contract that are going to have restricted years added to their contract. So there are some guys that are coming free from the Seahawks that are not necessarily going to be allowed to leave if the Seahawks don't want to let them leave. So let's take a look at 6 guys here, starting with, this is the big one that we need to discuss, I think, Darrell Taylor. Darrell Taylor missed his entire rookie season with the injury, so 2024 is a restricted free agent year for him, meaning the Seahawks can place a tender on him and he does not get to decline it. He has to stay. The only way he could leave at that point would be if we traded him or if somebody offered him more money than the tender. So Darrell Taylor hitting this restricted free agent year. What is the tender amount for 2024? Well, there's a first round restricted free agent tender, which means anybody who signs him gets a first round pick. Has to give a first round pick to the Seahawks. That would be about 6.5. We're not going to do that. Second round restricted free agent is 4.6. We're also not doing that. There's no team in this league that is stupid enough to give up a first or second round pick to get Darrell Taylor. And this is too much money for Darrell Taylor anyway, so the only option with Taylor would be the right of first refusal tender, which is $2.8 million. So you give Darrell Taylor a 1-year, $2.8 million contract, and you basically say, if any team wants to top that, go ahead and top it, but we have the opportunity to top their offer to force Taylor to stay. So if a team goes, okay, we'll give Taylor 1 year, $3 million, you can come in and say, we're going to do 1 year, $3.1 million, and then they have to top that, and then you top that. So that's the only thing we could really do here with Darrell Taylor. Would I do $2.8 million for 1 year of Darrell Taylor? He's probably worth that, I guess. It really depends on the plan. If we're going to go after another edge, then no. But if you're not, you can stick with it. I mean, maybe this Mike McDonald defense brings something out of him that wasn't there before. He is somebody who brings some stuff to the table in terms of a pass rusher. He almost had double-digit sacks a couple years ago. There is some value there. Maybe if you do the right of first refusal thing, you could work some kind of a trade. Not a big trade, but a little trade. I would be willing to throw the right of first refusal tag on him and see what happens. It's not that much money. If you're planning on going after somebody like a Clowney or you're going to draft somebody, then sure, let him go. Just say sayonara, happy trails. But I'll keep Darrell Taylor around for $2.8 million. He's, I think, worth about that. All right, so these next 5 guys I'm going to look at in this video are ERFAs, exclusive rights free agents. Basically, if you're an exclusive rights free agent, the team can give a veteran minimum tender to you, and you have to take it. You can't leave. You can't decline it. The only thing you can do is retire. You could retire or beg the team to take it off of you. But the minimum salary is dictated by the CBA at any given year, and it depends on how many years you've played in the NFL. So it's going to be a little bit different from player to player. But for all of these guys, it should be right around $900,000 to $1 million. I'm not going to fret too much about the exact details. So first exclusive rights free agent is Myles Adams. So you want to keep him around. It's going to cost, I think, about $1 million for 1 year. I like Myles Adams. Hasn't really had the opportunity to do much yet. Hasn't really gotten on the field that much. But when he does, I don't hate what I see. This new defensive scheme, this new defensive coach might bring something new out of him. I say yes, bring this guy back. I love me Myles Adams. Probably more than I should. But bring Myles Adams back for the $1 million. Next guy that I want to discuss will be Joshua Onujiogu. He's been here, I think, a couple years now. He was a UDFA. Now, This is a guy who I know for a fact has been waived and signed to the practice squad. I don't know if that messes with his ERFA tag. I don't think it does in his case because he's barely played compared to somebody like a Curhan who's actually played a pretty decent amount. I'm not sure about that, but assuming that Onu Giogu still has his ERFA tag, this one I'm completely indifferent on. I didn't hate what I saw from him when he played, but he only played like 11 snaps, so that doesn't mean anything. So this one's just kind of a whatever to me. Not really too eager to spend money on this guy. But I will admit that you're going to be spending about the same amount of money on a guy to take his spot. This is probably a guy you let go and hope you can get him back on the practice squad at this point. Next guy who's an ERFA guy would be Brady Russell, the tight end we got from the Eagles earlier in the season because of some of the injury issues that we were having at the position. He has an ERFA tag. So, to my knowledge, he would only cost the 1-year tag, which is $915,000. So, therefore, I would say you're going to need to carry 3 tight ends. Maybe your new offense is going to be less tight end dependent because you're going to use 3 receiver sets a lot more. A guy like Brady Russell could be your 3rd tight end in that situation. So, you could go with new tight end X, Will Dissly, and Brady Russell. And that way, you're at least saving money on that 3rd tight end spot because Brady Russell's only going to be $900K. Not against it, not going to pound the table for it. There are a million Brady Russells out there realistically, but he's been here a year. He has some familiarity with these players, with these teammates, so I'm not... I can kind of see it working out pretty well. I kind of like this one, so I'd like to keep him around if they decide to go light on the tight end room. Next guy who's an exclusive rights free agent is Ty Okada, undrafted from last year, exclusive rights free agent tag according to Spotrac. Again, I think that tag still holds because he never really played, but the rules about these tags is still a little bit confusing to me. So Ty Okada is a safety who we picked up from Montana State, never played for us, so I'm pretty sure he would only cost the $800K. And we're going to be kind of thin at safety if we let some of these guys go. If Adams goes, if Diggs goes, Love might go. I don't think he will, but he could. So if you want to keep them a little bit of depth around, somebody with a little bit of familiarity with these teammates, a little bit of familiarity with this team, okay. But I'm completely indifferent on this one. I prefer Jarek Reed if you're talking about depth safeties that are young and have potential. But Jarek Reed's also coming off the injury, so that might create a circumstance where, yeah, you do want to keep Okada because he's got a little bit of familiarity. Final guy would be Patrick O'Connell in the same boat as Ty Okada. Pretty sure he would be $800K for 1 year, ERFA tag. I don't think that Patrick O'Connell is ever going to have the skill set to play linebacker in the NFL on defense. Maybe he can be a special teamer, but I don't think the skill set's quite there. I of course, for $800K, how can it go that wrong? If you want to bring him back for $800,000, sure, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is another guy I think you try to get on your practice squad, and you pay him a lot less than even that. So I'd probably be a no on O'Connell, but there isn't really much to discuss there. So either way, you're going to end up with O'Connell or a player not that different from O'Connell. All right, so that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Those are your exclusive rights free agents. Again, I'm not 100% sure that these tags apply because the rules are confusing, but as I understand it, that's it. See you guys later. Go Hawks, and let me know what you think about these players, if anything. I know that there isn't a lot to say about all of these guys, but there's something to say. There's definitely something to say. All right, another video coming later today, at least one, so see you then. Go Hawks, and let's hear it.